It's time to talk about the lawsuit against the Hawk Tuah girl. And that's the last time I'm going to say that. Her name is Haley Welch, and I'm going to call her Haley Welch. Unfortunately, it's not the last time it's written in this darn thing. Plaintiff alleges the following. This class action arises from the unlawful promotion and sale of the Hawk Tuah cryptocurrency meme coin known as $Hawk, the token, or Hawk is how we're going to refer to it, which defendants offered and sold to the public without proper registration. Defendants leveraged the extensive social media following of Haley Welch, who is not named as a defendant in this case, a prominent social media personality, well, a recent 15 minutes of fame social media personality known as the Hawk Tuah girl, to market the token as a groundbreaking cryptocurrency project. Through aggressive promotional campaigns and promises of future growth, defendants created a speculative frenzy that caused the token's market value to spike shortly after launch, reaching significant market capitalization. The token was offered by defendants in a collaboration with Overhere, a Web3 launchpad platform. I don't know, did we ever finish Web 2? Hawk was supposed to emphasize community engagement, inclusivity, and bridge mainstream culture with the cryptocurrency world. Defendants' promotional efforts included posts highlighting the token's groundbreaking nature, inclusivity, and roadmap for adoption. Defendants leveraged Welch's celebrity status and connections to enhance the token's credibility, including discussing the Hawk project during her podcasts featuring notable guests. The pre-launch marketing for Hawk framed the token as more than a speculative asset, portraying it as a cultural movement with significant growth potential. Welch's involvement and her reputation as a trusted public figure signaled her... Wait, trusted public figure? What? You're telling me Haley Welch, the Hawk Tuah girl, sometimes you gotta work up some spit and Hawk Tuah on that thing or whatever she said. One level of cultural involvement, sure, but that does not make her, in my or really anyone's opinion, a trusted public figure. I think you're going to have to defend that one. When you get to your jury trial, I think you're going to have to explain to the jury how your class, I am on the side of the class in the sense that I am an ally and think that you were scammed. I was not, because I don't participate in this. I think you were scammed, but you're going to have to explain how you were reasonable in trusting Haley Welch as a public figure to follow. Good luck. I know nothing about her to trust other than that statement, and that statement makes me trust her no more than any other person who would make that statement. Basically, naked ladies on the internet. It's about the level of trust I've got for someone who says stuff like that as their claim to fame. If I walked around saying sexual things, I would expect you to regard me with the appropriate amount of respect, is all I am saying. The Hawk token launched on the Solana blockchain. The great thing about blockchains is you can see them publicly. The launch had rapid growth in trading activity and market cap. The token's value experienced significant volatility, losing a substantial portion of its value in hours. The token launched with nearly $17 million in market cap. Within hours, it surged to $491 million and then plummeted 90% to, I guess, still better than $16.7 million. The Hawk token exhibits all the characteristics of an unregistered security under established legal precedent, according to the complaint. Investors made a monetary investment by purchasing tokens during the pre-sale or on decentralized exchanges. A common enterprise exists, as evidenced by the pooling of funds and the token's success being tied to the collective efforts of Welch. The marketing campaign led by defendants created a reasonable expectation of profits among investors through statements like Tuah to the moon and promises of redefining the crypto space. Finally, the token's success depended entirely on the entrepreneurial and managerial efforts of Welch and her project team, with investors playing no active role in its development or adoption. Despite these clear indications of its status as a security, the Hawk token was not registered by defendants. Many of the investors were first-time cryptocurrency participants drawn to the project through Welch's involvement. The rapid decline in the value caused substantial damages to investors. The token has been a security and should have been registered. The Twitter space that was held after the collapse explained that token holders would be decentralized shareholders in the common movement, whereas the token holders in the project would be mutual beneficiaries. Defendants issued, sold, promoted, solicited the unregistered securities in violation of the law. Jurisdiction, we're going to skip. Parties, Alex Larson Schultz promoted the project, this is Doc Hollywood. CoffeeZilla claims that Doc Hollywood seems to have a connection to Hollywood, and that may be where some of the money comes from. I don't know. Defendant over here is a Web3 developer, whatever the hell that means, and served as a launchpad for Hawk and promoted the project. Defendant over here is registered in Hong Kong. The moderator uses the name Ms. Macy on the official Discord server and said, "Hey fam, over here is a global team and it's not based in one country." Clinton So is a founder and controller of Over Here. He personally promoted the project, resident of Hong Kong. Tuah the Moon Foundation received funds. The Tuah Foundation is registered in the Cayman Islands. So when you don't get your money, you have to go to the Cayman Islands and figure out the legal system there. In the last few years, meme coins have emerged as a distinct category within cryptocurrency. These digital assets are tradable cryptocurrency, derive their primary appeal from association with a viral trend. Hawk is a meme coin. The defining features of meme coins are their accessibility and low entry barrier. These tokens are typically introduced through decentralized token sales or public offerings. In order to promote the coin, they will give away free promotional or discounted coins. This is referred to as whitelisting or airdropping. Investors want to be able to buy or sell these tokens in an active market. To ensure there is a market at the time of initial launch, developers frequently establish liquidity pools on exchanges such as Over Here to facilitate trading and ensure market access for participants. So liquidity pool makes me think money pool. The appeal of meme coins lies primarily in their integration of internet culture and their ability to foster highly engaged communities. You can prey, I'm going to say prey, on people's need to participate, fear of missing out. That doesn't seem like a very good foundation for an investment, but okay. Investors are drawn to the sense of belonging and collaboration. Yeah, fear of missing out. The speculation of the meme coins. No, you just said that this wasn't speculative. You said that you had reasons to believe that this coin, Hawk, was not speculative in nature. I'm not a crypto bro. I have no idea what's going on. You're trying to explain it to me, and you're using the same words to say one thing that you're using to say another. It's not speculative, and then you say it is speculative. Just my lawyer eyes noticed. So you're going to have to explain, was it speculative or was it not speculative? While meme coins often lack inherent utility in the traditional sense, their value is driven by a combination of participation, activity, and speculative demand. Not speculative, but is. This unique value proposition sets meme coins apart from other cryptocurrencies that may focus on technological innovation or specific use cases, otherwise known as like investment, like actual investment in innovation as opposed to investment in speculation. In some instances, meme coins are marketed as offering additional features or utilities beyond their branding or community appeal, such as establishing a more substantial foundation for long-term value. Haley Welch, known as the Hawk Tuah girl, rose to prominence following a viral video in June of 2024. What, hey, come on, man. You go to make these complaints, you write these, your lawyer drafts these complaints, and there's always a paragraph about how awesome the company or the person is. They've been a Nobel Prize winner 16,000 times, and they've made 16 million award-winning videos, and they've done this. No, Haley Welch rose to prominence following a viral video. Her spontaneous and humorous response catapulted her into the public eye, establishing her as a recognizable figure in digital culture. Her distinctive and relatable personality quickly resonated with audience, leading to a significant expansion of her social media presence. No, she discovered the world's oldest profession for the first time. She discovered that when a pretty girl talks about those things, certain types of people who like pretty girls talking about those certain types of things get really interested. Who else has some $1 bills for this situation? Following her viral moment, Welch amassed millions of followers across social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. Her posts, which blend personal insights, promotional content, and collaborations, consistently received high levels of engagement from her fans, underscoring the strength and dedication of her community. This is only possible because of puritanical America. Americans are so gosh darn suppressed. A pretty girl makes a reference to fellatio, and everyone just jumps on it as the best thing ever. She amassed millions of followers on social media. She extended her influence across multiple online spaces. She launched a podcast, Talk Tuah, with Haley Welch. And I love the wordplay. I mean, I'm from lawful masses, so I can't throw stones from my glass house. The Hawk token is a meme coin based. Yeah, we got that all. Welch's personal brand was the basis for the Hawk token. Like whatever, like her personal, like people liking the fact that she talked about that thing and that she then went on to let people see inside her life or whatever with her podcast and all that. You know, everybody wants to know more about the girl who likes to give that. What am I missing here? I'm also a human being. Like, I know what's going on here. You're not hiding this from me. So, the token was presented as an innovative reshaping of how crypto investors do their investment. I think this is the part where they like rewrite their introduction, but then they fill it in with more words so it takes up more space. I'm not seeing anything new here that's telling me the details of how the plaintiff wins the lawsuit. Now, you don't have to win the lawsuit in the complaint, but I want to know the connections between the things. Like, what specifically makes this speculative or not speculative? What specifically makes it a violation of the law, etc. To build engagement, Welch's team launched a pre-sale campaign. This is critical. Pre-sale campaign. Maybe we are getting to the details that I'm looking for. Free or discounted token distributions. So they're giving away an investment instrument. They're giving away shares. In this case, they call them tokens. They're just like shares, if you're old school like me. Defendants actively promoted these initiatives on social media. What's next for Hawk? Together with Haley Welch X, we're building a loyal community. Join the movement. Welch tweeted on X, Tuah to the moon, directly invoking a widely recognized phrase in cryptocurrency markets, to the moon. So she writes Tuah the moon while riding a horse. Nothing new is being done here. It's just being done again. History repeats itself. She's the internet's favorite meme queen. This isn't just another token launch. Free token distributions and allow list campaigns. Fans will get to experience the blockchain in a safer way. Okay, there you go. You got me on that one. They use the word safer. Safer means something. I can't highlight that apparently. There we go. Safer means something. In preparation for the launch, a pre-sale raised approximately $2.8 million at a valuation of $16.7 million. Tokens sold during the pre-sale were unlocked at the token generation event, enabling investors to trade them immediately upon launch. So these pre-sale tokens don't have a delay on them. Hawk established liquidity pools, gained traction on Solana exchanges, significant trading volume, market value surged to $491 million. Investors were drawn to the project by the marketing materials, and then it collapsed. The capitalization dropped by over 90%, dropping below 100 million, which is more like 80%, but okay. drawn to the project. The investors suffered significant financial losses. They were left holding tokens. Yes, that's what happens when the value collapses. Somebody is left holding the bag. In a Twitter space December 5th, Larson and So tried to explain that the Hawk Tuah meme was famous in the United States. If you walk down the streets in California, you can ask people, what's Hawk Tuah? And 9 out of 10 people know what it is. Hawk Tuah is a cultural meme. They explained the team at Over Here attempted to skirt American securities laws by selling an initial allocation of 17% of the tokens to a select group of individuals. They were advised by lawyers that they should construct the Tuah Foundation as an offshore entity and sell that 17% through the entity. Quote, "We heard the request for us to do this in a public manner, and I think that we have consulted with lawyers. I guess the legal opinion was that," he says, I guess, the guy talking about millions of dollars of money, I guess the legal opinion was that in order to protect Haley and mitigate any considerations around potentially being deemed to have sold unregulated securities, this should be done by SAFT agreements and a legal structure that we were advised to set up in the Cayman Islands. And we tried to essentially have that as 5K checks and scale that. Don't know what that means. And that was quite difficult. Yes, there was a strategic allocation that was done through SAAS for people outside the United States because of security laws. They, the defendants, continued to market the remaining 83% of the tokens to the market as a whole with no serious attempt to restrict purchases to non-Americans. Around the 20-minute mark of the Twitter space, defendant So tried to explain the economics of how the system was supposed to work. In linking the success of the social media influencer like Welch, he literally said that the token holders would be shareholders. It's like this kind of way that, by being holders in, I guess like mutual holders in this token, you then become like decentralized shareholders in this kind of, common movement, where, we're both, obviously we both beneficiaries. Ultimately, if you're a holder of the token, you ultimately a beneficiary, if the token does well. Now, I don't want to be unkind to a person who English would probably be their second language, but that's not the grade of English that I would expect from a person offering securities or security-like products. I cannot talk to my clients like that. If I talk to my clients like that, I would expect to not get any clients. If I talk to a judge like that, I would be sanctioned, tossed out of the courthouse, probably sent for discipline for what's wrong with this person who's read law for over a dozen, more than 15 years now, and doesn't know how to speak English. I'm learning the law in a different country, and I'm not going to be able to just be a lawyer because I will need to learn the language fluently first. No excuse. I'm sorry, there's no excuse. You shouldn't be investing millions of dollars with someone who can't even tell you what's going on in an unbroken sentence. So, Hawk tokens are securities, according to the plaintiff. Any note, stock, treasury stock, security feature, etc., etc., etc. Yes, basically any offering of something for money, and it's not a good or service, you should check whether it's a security. There's a common enterprise. Yeah, I'm not really too worried about whether it's a security or not, but they're arguing that it's a security and it should have been registered. And so therefore, it violates other laws too. The tokens were sold and purchased with the expectations of profits. I mean, I don't like this word because I think you're hoping for profits. I guess you'll have to establish at trial what created an expectation, because that expectation will have to be reasonable in the space of investing. If you bought trading cards, if you bought coasters, and they were limited edition, we're only printing $16.9 million worth of coasters at the initial value, and then people start selling them to each other for $491 million total, and then they keep selling them, and then they go back down to $100 million. Okay, I mean, that's investing. That's speculation. What did you expect? And how did you expect to go from 16.9 million initial market cap to 491 back down to 100 and not call that a 5 times profit? I'm confused about that one. Someone can explain that one to me. But still, I'm not saying it's not a security. And I'm definitely not saying it wasn't a pump and dump and isn't a scam. In my opinion, it looks like that. I'm just not really sophisticated enough to understand the rest of what's going on here. So they make a lot about referencing Haley Welch's fame. Obviously, that was the point, to capitalize on her fame as much as possible. Got my free token yesterday. The website lacked a click-through mechanism that would require users to affirmatively confirm their non-US status. Welch is a United States-based influencer. They're trying to establish that this was happening in the United States despite the organizers attempting to keep it from falling under United States security laws. So, everybody's based in Hong Kong and Cayman Islands. Haley Welch is in the United States, but she's not the promoter of the thing. But she is promoting. I don't know. Is she a promoter? Is she not a promoter? However, it's all based on her fame, and she's a United States citizen, and the things happened in the United States that this is based off of. So good luck proving that it's not a token in violation of the Securities Act. It makes it unlawful for any person to make use of any means or instruments of transportation or communication of interstate commerce, because that's how the federal government gets jurisdiction, in the mail or the use of any other medium to carry or cause to be carried through the mail or commerce, any means or instruments of transportation, any such security for the purpose of sale. So if you sell an instrument, a security instrument through the mail, through interstate commerce at all, you fall under this act. And you must register the security with the SEC. And I'm assuming there's a bunch of stuff that kicks in at that point. I'm not a finance bro. I'm not a finance lawyer. A person is liable under another section if they sell a security. The purchase of such security from him, that person may sue in law or equity, because that used to be separate things, to recover the consideration paid for such security, less the amount of any income received thereon, or for damages if he no longer owns the security. So then they get to sue for damages, and that's what they're trying to claim, is if it falls under the American Securities Act, then they can sue in America for the damages. They are not suing Haley Welch, I'm assuming because she's cooperating, and maybe because she really doesn't have anything to do with this, except she let people use her for this. I mean, I wasn't expecting a lot more from someone whose fame is based on what her fame is based on. And I am a sex-positive person. I just do not believe that that is something you should be using for social influence. Just not my favorite way for cultures and governments and civilizations to be run, based on who's prettiest and who's most popular. So they want to make it a class. It sounds like they'll be able to make it a class. There's a bunch of people who the same thing happened to them. Count 1, violations of the Securities Act, and that's it. Tokens were securities, they were not registered, and therefore everybody can get their losses back. So declare the securities, fined for class damages, fined for unjust enrichment, rescissory damages. There's a word you don't see. Take the money back, rescission, rescissory damages. You don't usually see that. So claw the money back that they got, pay the attorney's fees and interest and other relief, filed by Wolf Popper and Berwick Law. And it looks good to me. I mean, I don't have any dog in this fight. I have absolutely no idea whether they're going to win or not, because I'm not a finance lawyer. But go listen to that podcast or video. It's a video, but it's more like a talking head podcast video of CoffeeZilla talking about his call with the defendants here. At one point, Haley Welch just goes to bed. They're answering questions about what happened in the pump and dump and the scam, and they're arguing over whether it's a scam or whether it's a pump and dump, and they're trying to get details, and Haley Welch is just like, well, I'm going to bed, bye, and just leaves.
So I'm sort of curious, like, not for the token price itself, but just in terms of the fact that there's fees that are being generated, there's an actual, like,
hey
source
guys,
of income.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Well, hello there. But anywho, I'm going to go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay.
Does her voice really sound like that? I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of somebody's voice, but like, this person is very popular for being themselves. And she has like this shrill voice that I just did not find at all attractive, but maybe that's because I'm not straight. Anyway, you let me know what you think of the situation with Haley Welch and the Hawk coin and the lawsuit in the comments below. Tell me where I'm wrong about cryptocurrency and what I need to know. And let me know what you think about sort of the money grab based on this. Is this kind of like only one step away from OnlyFans? Like, it seems like it's only one step away from an OnlyFans. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below.